I'm so excited.
Have you heard of Ermin's soul before?
Yes, we have.
The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it.
To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity a few hundred years ago. The sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru.
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday. Nilou's Dance of Subzerus is about to begin. The most important performance at the Subzerus Festival.
The goddess of flowers began to dance. Countless beautiful Kadisars began to bloom wherever she stepped. Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't wait for you to see
My
it.
heart.
Trainee Forest Ranger Kale reporting for duty.
Baby! It's my baby girl!
Hi! Fly!
Oh, I love how they have subtitles right now. Good morning, Rome! How's the
Withering has
volume?
been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the Withering zones here for a long time. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline.
He's also baby boy.
One with the forest!
This music.
Let's nip that in the butt! It's called an Akasha terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia.
Ooh, we get one.
It utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
You may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
The Divine Knowledge Capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days.
Wait,
Use
is
it,
that
and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
a
I need
Haida?
you
Is
to
that
find someone,
is that
a
a
traveling
Haida?
merchant.
Oh, Dory.
Hi, I'm Dory.
This music though. Oh, new mobs.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose.
Mark my words, our god shall return. All will suffer retribution together.
Who's saying that?
You all saw that just now? The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death.
The music is so beautiful. The music does slap so good. It sounds like your Paimon voice.
This device, it's extracting energy from the ley line.
It looks like he used the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
The
I'll hate them.
Sub-Zero Festival. What? Go celebrate the birth of that god.
What's happening? Oh, come on!
Our Archon created the utopia that is Sumeru City for all scholars who sought validity, verity, and truth, while people like you wish to defile it.
It would be too risky to continue the Subzerus
There's a lector.
at this point.
More festivals to waste.
The giant ruin guard. The giant ruin guard is alive.
Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete denial?
Is that Corey?
The world forget.
Wait, please tell me we all saw the giant ruin guard coming to life.
我们邀请
That
了
was
原始的 IP 负责人
crazy.
小罗浩
That was
来到
so
现场，
crazy.
来跟大家聊聊有关
Mars,
虚
thank
拟
you
的
so much for
一
the
些情
follow.
况。
That was
旅行者们，你
crazy.
们好呀，很高兴，也很荣幸和大家再次见面。
I feel like I need
虚
a
拟
break.
可以
Hold
说
on.
是备受期待啊！一来呢，我们终于在草之国迎来了草元素；另一方面啊，
That
我
ruin
们
guard's
也将
a new
见识到一个
style.
全新的主题
And we
智
thought
慧。
Inazuma had
那么虚
trauma.
拟大概是一个怎样的地方呢？
相信不少玩家朋友已经在游戏
I'm
中
going
遇
in say I
见一
didn't
些
see
来
the
自
ruin
虚
guard. I'm
拟
kind
的
of
人
crying
物了。
chills.
如果大家还有
I'll
印象的话，
replay it. I'll replay
他
it
们大
after.
部分是各式各样的游学者，出现在各个国家，进行着形形色色的学术研究。这些朋友就是虚拟。
All right, so we have a lot of things to break down.
Have you heard of Ermin's soul before?
Right off the bat, we're starting strong. Irmin's still tree. we know how significant this tree is in Genshin Impact. The reason why this tree is so important, it is literally the database of the entire world of Teyvat. All knowledge and all history is stored within the ley lines that we've so come to be in contact with, okay? So here's a couple things that are interesting right off the bat. So we know that the Dendro Archon is directly tied to the ley lines. Oh man, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Okay, hold on. You guys are gonna... or maybe you expect this because you know it's me and you know I'm gonna talk about it. And look at that, you see the veins on it? You know how an deactivated ley line actually, elemental tree looks like? It has these yellow kind of... And then when you activate it, when you get your talent, when you get your artifacts, it turns blue, right? So it starts out gold and it turns blue. So this is like, note that the veins on it are still gold. So it's like the pre-activated one. So to this people, Sumeru, she's not only the symbol of wisdom, but she's also of power and kindness. And I'm gonna show you why you're gonna hate me in a sec. You know who else is tied to the ley lines? And you guys are probably like, oh man. We know what you're gonna say before you even say it. But you know who else is tied to the ley lines? Just saying. This man right here. This man right here is tied to the ley lines. Look at that. He has the same power. The same powers. And if the gods are tied to the ley lines, this just kind of makes my Dainsleif as a god theory go burr. But anyways, I digress. Back to 3.0. Sorry. back to 3.0. She disappeared. I don't think it outright says she died just yet. So I wouldn't count out the fact that she could possibly be alive, but I think that she might actually be like deworded. I think she might actually just have like 0 HP. At least that's what I think. I could be proven wrong very easily. But the wording is just interesting right now because it just says she disappeared in a great calamity a few hundred years ago. So this is Greater Lord. This is the Greater Lord, the previous Dendro Archon. So I think she might be alive? Question mark. Might have her her consciousness uploaded somewhere else? Question mark. Is secretly Baiju Snake? I guess Pong said. Could be. Could be. We have the Dendro Crystal Fly. The sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru. Here we have Nilou, and it's Kusanali's birthday today. So I think you're right, Solar. This might actually be 501. This might actually be her 501st birthday for Lesser Lord Kusanali. It might be officially 1 extra year past the 500 years of the cataclysm happening. So this is pretty interesting. There's a whole year. If it's 501, that means an entire year has passed from us starting our journey and knowing that Khaenri'ah disappeared 500 years ago and to now. So that's pretty significant, actually. That means 1 year has moved canonically. Whatever this looks like, doesn't this kind of look like Dragonspine? This kind of looks like Dragonspine. This is probably the tree that we're gonna end up reviving. Does that make sense? Because in all these areas and all these civilizations, all these areas, there's always a tree that gets destroyed and one that we have to build up again. So this kind of looks like Dragonspine, remember before the tree? So I think this is probably gonna be the tree that we're gonna revive in Sumeru. That's what it looks like. Kinda, right? And then here we have a video of Kale. Look at her, she's baby girl. She's thriving in a video forest. So backstory on Kale, she is living in a video forest as a ranger. She guides people who are lost back to the village. And here we have the Withering. So this is a very ominous event right here. The Withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. So it says millennia. So this is 1,000 years. So this predates Khaenri'ah, actually. This predates the Cataclysm. So this Withering has been happening for about 1,000 years. It predates the Cataclysm, like we just mentioned, and it's still happening. You know what this probably is? This is probably a remnant of the Archon War. Because the Archon War was also something that happened a millennia ago. So 1,000 years ago, there was the Archon War, which we are all very aware of because that was a big plot point in Li Ye's story. That is what Xiao fought in. For Zhongli, it was when there were no Archons yet. It's when Decarabian versus Venti happened for the rule of Mondstadt. There are several wars that could have caused it. Archon War is another one that I'm thinking of as well. So it could be any one of those primordial wars, actually, or any one of those earlier wars, basically. But if they say millennia, I'm inclined to think it's the Archon War, because they would have said no, this is plural actually. Millennium, I think, is singular for 1,000, right? Millennia is several thousands. So you're right, this actually could be one of the primordial wars. It could be. We do know that the primordial wars happened even more thousands of years before that. So it's very vague. It's a very, very vague timeline that they give us, actually. Withering is still growing, right? For Tanari to be guarding the borders. Yes, it's still growing. Which is why I think if it was a result of one of the primordial wars, I think Sumeru would be gone by now, because the Withering would have just taken place and gone rampant everywhere. Which is why I'm like, Archon War kind of makes sense, because it's the more recent one that's not the Cataclysm. But it depends on how fast it spreads, right? Here we go. So we were talking about this earlier. This is the Akasha system. The Akasha system is a communication tool and a knowledge transferring device developed by the previous Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The significance of it is that it is powered by the Dendronosis. So taking this Dendronosis could prove disastrous for the civilization of Sumeru if it's actually a good thing that they have it. It could be potentially society breaking if the Dendronosis gets taken away. Gamer headset, indeed. It's the Akashas. You may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge that you need. Minsleif trees are basically the database of this world. They tell us everything that happened. They collect the history of everything. I'm wondering if the Akasha terminal is kind of plugged into the Minsleif tree, if you will. Access any knowledge is in Google search. It is essentially like their Google search, essentially. It is a knowledge transfer system as well as a communication device. So here we have something that looks like it was tainted. This red energy should be familiar to us. We've seen this before. We've seen it in Dragon Spine, as our symbol Archon have pointed out. So if you remember seeing Durin's heart in Dragon Spine, it also emits this very kind of nefarious red glow to it. So let me pull it right here so you folks can see it and be disgusted with me. So it kind of reminds me of the aura. See colors in it's like, yeah, so they're both like red. You see that? For trailer purposes, it's probably a different hue, but it seems like it's corrupted by a similar kind of, oh, no, that's not corruption. Corrupted by like a similar kind of power. You see how those red embers are kind of floating around it as well, like all creepily, you see that? You also kind of see that in the effects and the particles here as well. Another place that this might seem familiar to you is also here, hold on, 2.7 Archon Quest. I think this is the Xiao Archon Quest. I'm pretty sure. Yes, this is the Xiao Archon Quest. Okay, so a reason why this might also be familiar to you is because it's the same red aura that was also present in the 2.6 Archon Quest. So you see that? So it's a very kind of distinctive color and power and effects surrounding it as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of my favorite shots actually from this Archon Quest. It kind of looks like this. You see that really dark red aura. Whatever corruption is happening here, whatever corruption is also happening here, whatever corruption is happening to this seed or whatever this is might actually be similar and may possibly be the same. Yeah, it says knowledge is treated like a resource, so Kusanali or someone else probably filtering information. Not just that, information might very well be used as a currency in Sumeru. Does that make sense? So in exchange for something, in exchange for doing something, in exchange for acquiring something, I think that they use information as kind of like a currency. So it's like, oh, you want to know this? Well, find out something about this for me. Or you want this? Well, find out something about this for me. I think it's used in a resource in that sense. It's like they use it to trade to trade with other people. And the reason why I think that way is because if you read Lisa's story, if you read Lisa's characters, Ryan XC, thank you so much for the follow. If you look at Lisa's character stories, she was turned off by the idea of Sumeru academia. She was turned off by anything regarding it, because people had such a thirst for knowledge. And because making a deal with knowledge was such a big part of their culture in Sumeru. And it was something that she didn't like because it was all done kind of nefariously. And it was something that she didn't stand for, which is one of the reasons why she left Sumeru after around 2 years of studying and 2 years of advanced studies in Sumeru academia. So Lisa, like, why are they so obsessed? Cult, like, exactly. The thirst for knowledge it was too much for Lisa. She didn't agree with their practices, and that's why she kind of left after 2 years of studying. She also found out something very unsavory about visions. So something that people don't know about Lisa is the reason why her vision might actually appear smaller. No, it's not a delusion. Lisa actually has a vision story, which kind of confirms that the thing dangling on her neck is a vision. The reason why it's smaller, I think, is because she, in exchange for, I guess, shrinking her vision, she received knowledge about the world and the truth behind visions. So she accessed what I think are the forbidden parts of the vision. And because of that, it may have caused her vision to shrunk. It may have also cost her part of her lifespan, possibly. And that's the reason why I think her vision is smaller than other people's, is because she used part of the power of the vision to find out the truth of the world. And when she did, she was stricken with fear. And it could actually be the reason why she left Sumeru academia. She probably left it for a lot of reasons, but it's actually the reason why she's kind of in retirement now in Mondstadt. And it's the reason why Lisa and the lore around her is very, very interesting and very just kind of nefarious. So I hope we find more about Lisa actually when we get to Sumeru. We have an Electro Regis Vine. We also have this Ruin Greater being captured, and we all see these symbols around it. Either being restrained or being weapon. Oh no, it flies! Oh no! It really is a ruined chicken! All will suffer retribution together. This a ruined chicken. I just want to see who says this. Hold on. Mark my words, our god shall return. So, my guess is it's probably the desert folk, the Eremites. There's probably a god that they're trying to revive. Wait a second. Why do you look different? Why do you look different? This is scaring me. I don't like what I'm seeing. Do you folks see what I'm seeing? Why are you built like that? It's white. It's white. Look at that. The armor is different. It could be Dendro infused, actually. Yeah, it could have actually been affected by the elements in the area, because remember, Sumeru has a very high concentration of elements in general, which is why you see this abundance of flora and fauna. I don't like that. Ew. It could have been weaponized by the Eremites. That's one of my assumptions. It could have been weaponized by the Eremites. If it comes from the older civilization, I'm going to scream, because we know that Khaenri'ah 99.99% of the time, when they talk about an advanced ancient civilization, not even 100% it's been Khaenri'ah this entire time. So the fact that there's another civilization with similar Ruin Guard kind of aesthetic to them, influence from Khaenri'ah, just makes me think that the colonization and like the Khaenri'ah colonization theory is probably like true. And scary, by the way. We got a clear picture of the red ruin crab. It has red eyes. And the painting is different. So the Eremites could have actually like weaponized it, because we actually see El Haitham and Traveler fighting.
What? Go celebrate the birth of that god.
You see that vision turning red? Ooh, it looks like they almost transfer their consciousness. That is creepy. That's creepy if that's the case. That's creepy if that's the case. If they like transfer. Okay, wait. There's two ways that this could be interpreted. The Eremite soldier may have put their consciousness in the Ruin Machine. Or here's a scarier thing. Ruin Machine's controlling the people. I think the second one is actually scarier. Is it possible? Yes. Because Khaenri'ah's technology was super advanced. They accomplished a lot of things, including biological engineering. They literally biologically, like from scratch, create humans. And they are also the founders of the life-giving form of alchemy, which is called Khaenri'ah. This is scary. Would I put it past them to control humans with machines? No. I think that's something that we should expect, honestly, from Khaenri'ah. So this is kind of creepy if that's the case. You see that? They both react. So it's like you see them both kind of... Like, look at his vision. As he's walking... We know that this is this person. So... this person is walking towards El Haytham and Paimon and Traveler. Their vision goes crazy like this. They shut down. They fall to the ground. Robot does too. Oh, that's so I'm gonna gag. Okay, yeah, that's creepy. That's actually creepy. I saw symbols. Hold on. It's the Ruin Guard. These are Khaenri'ah symbols. Is it opening? Is that the wait, is that the Ruin Guard I see opening? We get to go inside of it! We get to go inside of it! We get to go inside of it! I'm gonna scream. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. I can't breathe. Okay, wait. I'm gonna pass out. I'm going to pass out. We got to go inside of it. Okay, those are Khaenri'ah symbols. I recognize them immediately. Because I see the triangle symbol and I see the square symbol with the dot in the middle. I know the language of my people. That is Khaenri'ah symbols. That is 100% Khaenri'ah symbols. We get to go inside of the Ruin Guard. Do we get to pilot it or do we get to fight against it? I want both. Alright, I need to slow this down so we can kind of analyze this. I'm freaking out. Okay. We're gonna slow it down a lot. It's opening. These are Khaenri'ah symbols right here. See a triangle. You also see the square with the dot in the middle. It's opening, it's opening, it's opening. We're inside of the Ruin Guard. We're stepping on Khaenri'ah stuff. This is so huge. For any of my fellow Khaenri'ah enthusiasts, this is big. And here we have the Abyss. Abyss Lector's back. She reminds me of Azura. Here we have the Abyss Lector's back. I think this is the same Abyss Lector from the Chasm, and if that's the case, we get to see Corey again, which is pretty cool. While people like you wish to defile it. Yeah, so this means that we're probably gonna go against Sumeru Academia at some point. Here, my favorite part in the entire trailer. This is my favorite part. All right, we have to replay this again. And you see that this is my favorite part. The arm starts moving. Ah, in time with Nilou dancing. Ah. That was the part that had me freaking out. That was exactly the part that had me freaking out. And you see the arm go like, ooh. Okay, yeah, that was the thing. That was my favorite part of the trailer. The Ruin Guard arm moving up. Let's see it in real time, actually. It was very quick. Yeah, there you go. And then it raises. Yeah. So that was the part that had me freaking out. Oh, someone disappeared. You see that? Wait. Someone got Thanos. Hold on. Wait, did you see that? Someone like disappeared. Okay, it's Kusanali. And it goes flip and then she's gone. That's a kind of cool transition, actually. That's pretty cool. I didn't notice that in the first watch through. Oh, we got... Whoa, did you see that? Was this a dream? An illusion? You see that? This is the palace, isn't it? The palace was like fading away. You see that? Okay, wait, let's play it again. Mwahaha. Okay, look at it again. Yeah, it's like fading away. You see that? The castle's like disappearing. Did you see that? It looked like a simulation, because we've been told that we've always had enough time. But in this trailer, you're right, we've been giving such a feeling of urgency. Like, this tree's gonna burn, like something's gonna happen, this castle's gonna fall apart. There's a sense of urgency in this trailer, which I'm really glad that you pointed out, because it contrasts what we've known so far. We've always had enough time. Apparently, I don't know. Do we have enough time? Is time just an illusion? Is time flowing as it should? Is time frozen? Is it only frozen to us? Is it frozen to everyone else? I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. And also contrast Inazuma of eternity, of eternal time. That's a good point too. That's a really, really good point, Kai. So TJ said, here's my shot in the dark, right? When I watched a promotional video, it looked like the Dendro Archon sent something, a particle to Traveler. And I'm wondering if she's gonna allow us to have dreams or tap into Kale's visions, because then after that we see Traveler looking at the burning tree, but right before that it shows them with their eyes closed and in full of clouds, and that doesn't look like trees, like the forest. I wonder if that has to do with the ley lines or whatever. That's a really good point. We're seeing the past, present, or the future. Okay, so keep this in mind. Let's watch the promotional video one more time, because I think what you're saying, TJ, is true, and you're right. Here's Traveler within the clouds. It doesn't look like you're in a forest, that's for sure. And you close your eyes and wait and open your eyes and see everything like burning. Here, the Irmin's, that poor Irminsul tree. Don't burn it. So this tree and this tree are the same. So yeah, I guess we're gonna watch this tree burn then, sadly.